Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. Today we bring you episode number 6, which we will be starting with Newcastle away. Following on from that, we're going to take on Wolves and then Spurs to end off today's episode before we jump into a very December month next time out. Palace coming up, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley and Brighton. And then after that, it's January. The transfer window will be back open, where I'm hoping we won't have offers for any of our better players in our Bournemouth side. But also, it means that we might be able to make some pre-contract signings happen. So I've sent my scouts around the world of football to try and find us some players that have expiring contracts. So we'll go through them later in the January transfer window and have a look at them and see who we want to bring in and who we don't. But all that is to come, of course. But some news for you before we jump into that Newcastle game. You might remember a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about the fact that we are collecting the Player of the Month awards for the Premier League. It's happened again, my friends. Remember, August was Joshua King. He picked it up for the first month. Following that, Callum Wilson picked up the September Player of the Month. And now, Joshua King has just been given his second Player of the Month, this time for October. So it's testament to the work that's going on here at Bournemouth, how well these two players are playing for us, and that is great to see us picking up another Player of the Month award, especially to King, because he's deserved it. He's second in the goal-scoring charts right now, I believe, behind Harry Kane, so that says a lot, you know, because Harry Kane's probably one of the better strikers in the world of football, let alone just the Premier League. So the fact that King's beating him to these awards, he's second in the list of goal scorers. And then you got to remember as well, Callum Wilson might equal it next time out. So who knows? And you can see the shortlist as well. Wilson was actually in that shortlist. There was two players from Southampton as well, Kamada and El Yunusi. So it's an interesting little shortlist, that one. But King has grabbed the Player of the Month over his teammate Callum Wilson. And also, Danjuma fuming at his role. I can understand that. So he might get some more game time today. We'll see how it goes. But without further ado, we're going to jump ourselves into our first game of the day. Newcastle away at St James's Park. And at the moment, we're top of the Premier League table. 11 games in, 23 points. I'm going to say this right now, though. I'm hoping that when EA do find a patch and fix the lineup issue, they also fix it for every other game, not just the games that are against us. Because Chelsea, City and Spurs are more of a usual top 4, but you can see none of them are really doing that well. 5 draws for Chelsea, 4 defeats for Manchester City. So none of these teams are really, you know, kind of doing as well as you'd expect. Liverpool especially down in 7th place. Manchester United, who beat us last episode, in 10th. So yeah, I'm going to put that down to the fact that they're not necessarily playing their best teams, even though I can't check that. But yeah, hopefully it sorts itself out. I've had a little play around with Newcastle's starting 11, and this is the strongest one that we've come up with. So Dubravka starts in goal. Willems, Shah, Lejeune, Lascelles, Yedlin as a back 5. Almirian, Milner and Shelvey in a midfield 3. So Milner has actually gone to Newcastle in this from Liverpool. St Maxime and Jolinton up front. On the other side for us, Butland in goal, Smith, Ake, Cook and Stacey. Fraser, Phillips, Cook again, this time Lewis. Danjuma starts instead of Brooks, because as I said, I'm going to give him some game time. And the two up top, Wilson and King, the ones to watch for the game. Without further ado, let's get into this, and hopefully we'll pick up our first 3 points of today. But then again, Newcastle away is always quite a tricky one, so let's see how it goes. So off we go then, as Callum Wilson immediately turning and driving at Newcastle. Not a sight you want to see if you're a Newcastle fan, and Josh King immediately already in behind for 1-0. 7 minutes in, Joshua King scores. Newcastle be behind already. And it was horrific defending, wasn't it? Oh man, that is really, really bad from Newcastle. The one thing you cannot let happen is Josh King running at you, because once he gets into this position here, you can see none of the centre-backs really take command. Nobody really follows him. It's not the quickest back line from Newcastle, I will say that. But even so, they've got to defend much better than that. Here is Milner, up towards Jolinton, finds Shelvey, back towards him. Not great defending from us, but what a block from Lewis Cook. Vital touch away to deny Jolinton. I'm not sure if Butland had it covered, but that is a brilliant block by Lewis Cook. And it's going to be a Newcastle corner, and they've actually been the better team since we've got in front here. Milner going to swing this in. Jolinton trying to get up at the back post, and he does just that, but he's headed it over the crossbar. And the Newcastle chance falls, but what a block from Lewis Cook. Here is Jolinton, now Almirian trying to find it through. Not a great touch from Steve Cook. Shelvey's in. And Jack Butland has made a brilliant save there to stop John Joe Shelvey equalising the score up. I'm not quite sure what the touch from Steve Cook was, though. He didn't need to do that. And it nearly put us into a bad situation, but for a fantastic save from from Butland off of John Joe Shelvey. We've got 2 minutes left of this first half. A first half that actually Newcastle, aside from conceding the goal, have actually been the better team in. As Jolinton now again looking through. This time Steve Cook does defend it. And at half-time, Joshua King's opener is enough to give us the lead here. But I'm going to be honest, I can sense Newcastle getting themselves back in this game. So we will need to try and find possibly the second goal. And like I said at the end of that first half, look at these match facts, by the way. 3 shots, 2 on target for Newcastle, 1 shot, 1 on target for us, and that being the goal. 64% of possession. They were the better team in that first half, but at the moment, they need to find something to bring themselves back in this game. Second half coming up. Let's see if we can find the second goal or if Newcastle will get themselves back in this. Here is Danjuma, finds the ball towards Phillips. Good touch, finding Ryan Fraser. Fraser looking to place it. And in the end, it's straight into the hands of Dubravka, who can catch it and try and get Newcastle on the front foot. Here is Almirian for Newcastle. Ball over the top, looking for St. Maxime. Cook. Oh, that could have been dangerous. In the end, though, good play from Jack Butland to sort his feet out quick enough. And now they actually might be a breakaway attack on for us as Danjuma in towards the feet of Wilson. Wilson to King. King again. No offside flag going to come. Josh King. Oh, it's wide. At the vital time. We've literally had 2 shots this game, or 3 even. One of them coming from King in the first half, 2 in the second half. One of them coming in that was saved by Dubravka from Fraser. Josh King again gets in the box. You expect him to score, and he's put it wide. I hope we don't concede now, because that could be the miss that would have got... Oh, what a touch from Almirian. That could have been the goal that would have got us the points here. And Newcastle, like I said, have actually been the better team, so... We've got 10 or so minutes to go here. Newcastle really pushing now for this equaliser. Jolinton through to St. Maxime. Great turn. Turns past Ake. And Newcastle fire themselves back on level terms. And it's St. Maxime who's got it. And that miss from Joshua King has now proved to potentially be the kick in the teeth, really. That goal would have surely done it. And it hasn't been. Oh, I can't believe it. St. Maxime's turn. What a turn it is against Ake. Cook tries to get over to block it, and he smashes it past Butland. King's miss might prove to be the reason we're not picking up 3 points here. We've still got 8 minutes to try and make a difference, but if he'd have scored that makes it 2-0. We're cruising, even though we don't really deserve to be, and then we head towards the win. This time, though, we're back on level terms, and now it's all to play for. Newcastle could even potentially get the winner if we're not careful. Lewis Cook's ball through to King for Chase. He's going to get inside the area here, Josh King. Looking to maybe pull it back. There it is. Lerma arriving. He just couldn't get there ahead of the Newcastle man. It might get even worse here as we've tried to play our way out and not done it successfully. Oh, it's going to get worse. 10 seconds to play at St. James's Park. And Jolinton has scored what's going to be the winner. Oh, we don't actually deserve to win the game, but we've thrown it away here. I can't believe that, man. Shouldn't have tried to play it out with Jack Stacey. I should have just taken the draw. Sometimes in football, like your silliness takes over, and like basically a draw for us would have been quite the result because we've not been good enough to win the game here. Newcastle have deserved more, and I should have taken the draw. But in my mind, when Jack Stacey picks up the ball at right back, I'm saying to myself, there's one last attack in it for us if we can play our way out here. In doing so, I gave away possession. Newcastle put the cross in, and an unmarked Jolinton has just scored. Is it Jolinton? Jolinton? I don't know. But for goodness sake, man, I've thrown it away. Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 1. We're going to fall to a defeat here. Oh, Josh King just had to score that chance, man. There's nobody else you want it to fall to either. That's the worst bit. In terms of current form, nobody else in this Bournemouth team you would have wanted that chance to fall to than Joshua King. And he missed it. Oh, I can't believe this. Back-to-back defeats for the first time then. Man United last episode 1-0, 2-1 here against Newcastle. I did say it'd be a tricky game, and that's proved to be the case. And in fairness, they did probably deserve to win it, so I can't have complaints about the way the scoreline's gone. It's just the way we lost it. Here we go for the post-match interview then, and I know what the talking point's going to be about throwing that result away. Unfortunately for your team, Newcastle managed to score the winner during the last minutes of a very tight game. What did you make of it? I'm going to say it's unacceptable to lose like this. No, actually, they were the better team. Seems better because they were actually the better team, in fairness. So we'll say that. I have to be fair and admit they deserve to win. We had our chances to clinch it as well. We were heading for the draw, but in the end, Newcastle were more focused and got the winner. It's that bit of me that said there was one more chance in it with Jack Stacey when I gave the ball away. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just taken the draw. and gone away with it. How does today impact on the confidence of the players? I'm going to say unacceptable performance, because it really was. We let everybody down today. We did. Jolinton was one of the best players in the opposition today. Is your inability to stop him the reason behind your failure to gain a positive result against Newcastle? I'm going to concentrate on what we can do better, because at the end of the day, we could stop anybody as long as we were playing our game. And we did not do that, really. I mean, we can call it what it is. We can say we were unlucky to lose, but were we really? As Chelsea now have climbed themselves up onto the same points as us after our defeat. So, work to do heading forward. And that result against Newcastle, as you can see, has affected squad morale. It's now down lower than it once was. As well as that, we've got our first 11 with smiley faces. Not, like, really good ones, though. So, we need to try and get the squad morale back with this game here against Wolves, and bounce back in the right way. Where are they in the league? They currently sit 15th. So, no reason why we can't win this one. Villa doing very well, back up into 5th. And as you can see at the moment, we are joint top with Chelsea. Only ahead on goal difference. So, let's see. Can we bounce back in the right way against Wolves? They've got a decent team, actually, to be fair to them. So, this is not going to be an easy game. I'm not sure if I'll have to play around with it too much, but we'll find out now. Yeah, I'm going to bring out Perry, Ashley Seal, and I need to work on that back line. So, I'll be back in a second. Outside of their starting 11, actually, Wolves don't actually have that good a substitute bench, but this is the 11 we've now decided to go with. So I've brought in Jimenez. He's going to start up front alongside Bonatini. Neves, Moutinho and Saiz in a midfield 3. Johnny, Bolly, Vallejo and Cody and Doherty as a back 5 with Patricio in goal. We need to bounce back here at the Vitality Stadium, because that against Newcastle is not the way I wanted to start today's episode. So can we do it? Let's find out. Got to mention as well, I've actually brought James Maddison back into the team. He starts in a deeper role today alongside Lewis Cook, and Phillips drops out. So Maddison in there to be a bit more of a creative spark. We'll see if that's going to work. It allows, obviously, Joshua King and Wilson to play a bit further up the field of play. And now, immediately, Wolves trying to get in behind. And Steve Cook does well with the block. So we'll see if that's going to work out. Lewis Cook tries it over the top ball here towards Callum Wilson, who's got the pace to get in behind. But has he got the finish? Wilson! Good defending, Vallejo. Got back well and recovered to stop Wilson from having a shot. Jimenez finds Doherty up from fullback. Doherty now with a chance to put a cross in. Instead goes back towards Jimenez. Lovely through ball. Ake's wrong-sided. And Doherty scores inside 25 minutes at the Vitality Stadium. It's been coming as well. We've not started today at all, man. We took the lead against Newcastle, and then from that point, we have been awful. We've been awful here as well in this early stage. I mean, that there defensively, I don't know, maybe 5 at the back formations are our kryptonite. Maybe that's why. Doherty, though, great finish. Jack Butland beating at his near post. I can't really blame him, because it's literally a few feet out from goal. But just, we need to get going, because at the moment, we're playing some of the sloppiest football I've seen us play so far in the series. So, yeah, something's got to give, man. Maybe we've hit a slump, and maybe we're just going to start dropping off a little bit. Hopefully not, as David Brooks trying to find Joshua King to get us going in this one. We just need to try and find a little bit of something. Wilson on the turn, maybe finds it. No, it's a good block from Willy Bolly. And that's going to be Patricio's to pick up. Half an hour gone, we're behind at the Vitality Stadium. David Brooks, we're into the last minute of the first half. Something has got to go here for us if we want a chance just before half-time. Wilson might be in. Callum Wilson takes a bit of a heavy touch, lifts it over the goalkeeper, and it's wide. Oh, that just sums up how we've done in this first half. Callum Wilson with a chance just before the half-time whistle. He gets it over the goalkeeper, but wide of the post. Half-time, Wolves 1, Bournemouth 0. And we've lacked really any cutting edge at the moment. What do I even do in this second half to try and change this? Because, honestly, it's not going our way at the moment, and that's putting it lightly. Here is King. King now through towards Wilson. Wilson takes it past the Wolves defender in towards the box. Callum Wilson! And he's going to find a finish as well. It wasn't the greatest finish in the world, but that is exactly what we needed. King to Wilson. Wilson in the back of the net. The combo, it's worked again, but it's not been clean at all, this performance. And I will say here, this touch just ahead of the Wolves defender there, that was vital from Callum Wilson. If he didn't do that, we wouldn't have got our chance. And when he does, he sizes up the goalkeeper. Really only one place to put it. In fact, though, I could have actually gone near post, but decided against that. And off the inside of the woodwork. we find the finish. Wilson's third of this Premier League season. I actually thought he had more than that, but he hasn't. Maybe he's just grabbing assists, and that's why I think he's doing so well. Because King, obviously, remember, is on, is it 10 now? 11? So, yeah, Wilson gets his third goal of the season. We're back on level terms, but still a lot of work to be done, especially with Spurs coming up next. Moutinho going to swing in the corner for Wolves here. What are they going to give? And that's the ball in. Have we got it away? Not quite yet. Bonatini will... Oh, my God. You've got to be joking. How has he just done that? How has Bolly just scored this? I can't actually believe I've just seen that. Am I wrong in thinking that Jack Butland should do better here? Or is it just an incredible volley from Bolly? Volley from Bolly. But, no, am I actually... Why is he so far off his line? Why is Butland so far off his line? Oh, it's a great effort from Bolly, and we're behind again. But why is Butland off his line like that? I don't know. I think if he stays on it, he's actually got that. Anyway, we're back behind. We're going to have to work hard to get back in this one again. I don't know what's going on with us, really. We just don't seem to be able to defend at all. Wilson trying to find a way through. Sends the ball through, and King will not get there. We've got half an hour to play. I'm going to have to make a sub. 3 changes for us then. We've got Lerma, Dylan and Abraham all coming on as we switch to a 4-2-4. So we've got 4 up front right now in the hopes of trying to create a chance or two to get us in this one. As Tammy Abraham's first touch have to come off the bench is a shot. It's gone mightily high over the crossbar. Was never really going to test the goalkeeper there, but we have now got 25 or so minutes, is it? To try and find a way back into this match. Can we do it? Wilson sends it to Abraham. Maybe now looking for another chance. There's the ball through again towards Callum Wilson. He's got round the Wolves defender. Wilson inside the penalty area. Carbon copy of the first one. This time not to try and find a cut back. There's the shot from Ryan Fraser. It's not working. It stays out. Abraham, it still stays out. And Wolves somehow have denied us an equaliser. How have we not scored there? It's Cook finding Lewis Cook. Lewis Cook inside to Abraham. Abraham to Wilson. We are still in the search of an equaliser. Callum Wilson inside the area again. Wilson shot. Near post. Off the post. What is going on? 13 minutes to play. And it's somehow still Wolves 2, Bournemouth 1. Here is Gibbs White. Ball through. And that's going to be the kicker. No! How has this happened? We were literally just up the other end. A goalmouth scramble. And we don't score. And then Adama Traore's put Wolves 3-1 in front. In fairness, I was asking for this to happen because I've gone so attacking. But my goodness me, all we needed to do was score that chance that we had. Butland, that's awful, mate. That is absolutely awful. Traore scores, 8 minutes to play. We're going to have 3 defeats on the bounce. It's a good job that our early season form got us the points it did because we might be in a bit of trouble here, depending on how our next run of results go, but this is outrageous. We should have been back in this game, and somehow now we're 3-1 down. Gibbs White carrying forward again. Wolves have run us ragged. This 5-at-the-back formation that worked against us for Newcastle is working against us here against Wolves, so maybe that's my kryptonite. Moutinho finds Adama Traore. Traore trying to send it through. Smith blocks the first one, but can't do anything with the second. Ake has done enough to win us back possession, but even if we grab a goal back now, it's only going to be a consolation because there's not enough time for us to go ahead and score twice, I don't think, as Wilson won't even find that pass, and we are really all over the place here. We're going to fall to another defeat. And there is the full-time whistle. Bournemouth 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 3. It's another defeat in the Premier League for us. Wolves needed that result. They were down in 15th, weren't they, before we kicked off, or somewhere in that region. So they definitely needed a result. But for us, again, it's back-to-back defeats. Well, if you want to count Man United as well, back-to-back-to-back defeats. And honestly, with that goalmouth scramble, I don't know how we didn't score. If we had have got a goal there, I think we'd at least get the draw. And now then, this is testing time for us because what started off so well in the season, us climbing the table with relative ease, is now turning into a tricky patch of form which we have to try and come out of at the other end and find a way to pick up a result here. The first question of our interview is around our tactics. Do I think that a certain change might have affected the outcome? Could this loss have been avoided? I'm going to say I'm not sure because it's hard to say. You know, we would have avoided it if that goal scramble had gone in. Our approach is generally good. The boys played well. We're unlucky, really, to not get anything out of the game. You must have hoped for getting back into the game at one point in the second half, but ended losing by a larger margin. Did your last goal come too late to change? They were lucky to win like this. So that's, I feel like I'm maybe being a bit harsh on them, but at the same time, I've got to try and I've got to try and keep morale up for us. Willy Bolly was one of the best players in the opposition today. He scored that second goal, and I don't know how it went in. He's a very, very good player, is Bolly. I think he's one of the better defenders in that Wolves team. Showed it today, kept us out, and at the other end, he really did. He made the difference by scoring that goal, of course. So this is going to be an interesting game against Spurs now then, because we enter it having lost our last 3 in the Premier League. Spurs at the moment top in the Premier League table alongside Manchester City. For the first time we've moved off of that. We're down in 3rd, and we've got a press conference ahead of this game. It seems unlikely we're going to get anything out of it the way that we've played today, but who knows? Maybe we'll show up in this one and have a good performance. So let's see what the press conference is. Our press conference has got in store, rather. Does Maddison's arrival to Bournemouth mean that Lerma's days are numbered? I can't really say. There's no room for error. I'm faced with tough choices. I've got no worries about setting players. There's no room for error, let's just say that. Upcoming matches will be the real test. There's no room for error, as I will simply play the players who are performing well. Maddison isn't even going to start against Spurs, because of course I can't take out King or Wilson. Danjuma's in good form. Will we see more of him today? Probably not. I'll say rotation is key. Keep him happy, even though he's not played that many games. And then finally, I don't know why we're getting questions about players who aren't even going to play. You are just about to start your match versus Tottenham, who occupy the top spot in the league. Are you confident heading into the game? It's an open match. May the best team win. We are the better team. I'm going to say it's an open match. And that seems to have done the trick here. So hopefully, our morale heading into this one is going to carry us through. Hasn't really worked in the first 2 games, though. So let's see what's in store. And we take them on at New White Hart Lane, of course. I might have to change around their team. I might have to change around their team slightly, because they could be a bit of a poor one. But the way they are in the league maybe suggested it might not be. Okay, I definitely will have to change it around. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players under the rating of 70 in their starting 11. And if I show you, it won't be down to injury, I bet. I literally bet it's because, for whatever reason, that's what they're doing. Yep, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Stupid. So after we've changed it around, Spurs start with Lloris in goal, Rose, Alderweireld, Otamendi and Klosterman at the back. Ndombele, Lo Celso in the midfield too. Eriksen, Ali and Moura with Kane up front, captain in the team. Of course, our team on the right there. You might notice a couple of changes. Kelly is in at left back, so he's back into the team. And also Phillips comes back into midfield as well in place of James Maddison. And they're the only changes I'm going to make. We need to find some sort of answer. Back-to-back defeats so far today. I don't want to make it 3 in a row. Let's see, can we get something out of this game against Spurs? Albeit, this is probably the hardest game we're going to have in this one, but let's see. First 2 games of today, we didn't have a lot of the ball at all. Is it going to follow the suit here? And our Spurs going to dominate the game in possession. Here is Ryan Fraser immediately looking for a way through into Spurs' penalty area. Ryan Fraser continues, gets the shot away. Hugo Lloris makes a good save. And it's going to be an early corner then for us here. This is a much better start than what we showed in the other 2 games. Can we use this ball though? Ryan Fraser going to swing in the corner. Lloris hasn't come for it. Unfortunately though, we haven't won the header. It falls for Lewis Cook to send another cross in. He goes to David Brooks, who tries to take the touch. And it's cleared away, and Cook should come away with possession. He has now done that. And we have still got the ball, but we'll see if we can craft a chance from it. Great tackle, Calvin Phillips. Does the job. Klosterman turns though, finds Lucas Moura. Now Dele Alli. Back, gets it back as well. Now Moura again, gets an opportunity to drive into our penalty area. Not what you want to see. Phillips trying to defend it. Comes back for Dele Alli. His shot is straight at Jack Butland. Best Spurs chance so far. I mean, it's end-to-end so far in this one as well. I feel like we're doing all right. I can't complain at all as Josh King turns. Trying to run at Spurs. Easy ball towards Ryan Fraser. Continues his run as well. Fraser looking back towards him. He's going to get there as well. Josh King. King! Great save, Lloris. Oh, finish that. Just finish it. And we would have been 1 in front. What a ball over the top from Ryan Fraser, by the way. This game is open. Either side can take this. I'm saying this right now. It's been our best display so far in this episode. Comparing it to the other 2 games, I thought this would be the hardest game. And actually, we're actually giving it a very good go. So close to half-time now, though. And Spurs in possession. I don't want to see a 45th minute goal from them, because that would really hinder my spirits. As Dele Alli finds Eriksen again. We've got seconds remaining in this first half. Dele Alli back towards Eriksen. Referee, if you want to blow your whistle here, I'm quite happy with that. We cannot keep it out. Rose's ball in. I believe offside flag has gone up, so that is going to be it for the first half of football here from New White Hart Lane. And actually, we've given as good as we've got, so I'm pretty happy with that display. But I feel like 1 goal is going to win this. I don't see anybody really taking the game. I feel like it's going to be a scrappy 1-0 win for one of these 2 teams. Who will get it, we'll find out in the second half, if anybody. Here is Kane. Harry Kane, we don't want to let him shoot. Kane's ball through towards Eriksen. This is danger now against us. Can we get the clearance? Kelly's header away only as far as Ali. Looking for a shot. He doesn't take it, but now Lo Celso has the ball. Winks through to Kane. Kane back to Winks. And it's wide of the post. Thought that was going to go top corner. I'm very, very glad it didn't. I'm going to make another change here. Maddison going to come on for Calvin Phillips. We brought on Abraham as well for Wilson. I think that might hit the woodwork, you know. But it's not gone anywhere near the top corner for us, so I'm quite happy with that. Minutes to play here. Klosterman forced back by Fraser. It's looking like it's going to be a draw here, which I'll take in the end, but honestly, it could have been more for us. We have been the better team here. Harry Kane back towards Dele Alli. Just don't lose it in the last few minutes here. Klosterman now. Chance to put the ball down the line. He's done just that. Mora back towards Klosterman. Ball in towards the box. Harry Kane! Oh my goodness me. That was close. Harry Kane trying to get Spurs what would have been the winner. Unable to do it in the end, and thank goodness. We've still got 2 minutes, actually. So if we can get this ball up the field of play, there might be another chance in it. But remember what happened in the first game against Newcastle when we thought about one more chance. We ended up conceding the winner. King towards Abraham. King needs to continue. He's done just that. Here is Josh King. Massive chance for King. Yes! Josh King's done it. Tottenham 0. Bournemouth 1. Joshua King has won the game at the depth. Get in. Just what we needed as well. We're going to pick up 3 points at least once today. And it's that man again who's done it. Lloris comes out, but Joshua King finds that bottom corner for, I think, his 11th of the Premier League season. Get in. Just what we needed. And any time after this, the referee's going to end off the game. What a goal and what a way to seal it. And that's going to do us for today's episode as well. I can't be happy about the first 2 games where we lost both of them. But I can say I'm very happy to have won that one. Thank you very much, Joshua King. First time today we can do our post-match interview as a winning team. And yet, the first question is about why we didn't get to see Danjuma play. You want to ask me about the game, or the people who I'm going to say, why ask me this? We managed a good result, yet instead of giving credit where credit is due, you've asked an irrelevant question. He didn't play because he wasn't picked. Simple as that. I agree. I mean, what on earth are you doing? We had just played an unbelievable game where we won it in the depths, and you're talking about why somebody didn't play. It was a very tight match right until the end. Your team managed to get the winner. You were lucky to score the late winner, weren't you? Luck had nothing to do with it, pal. So let's just say that. We created chances throughout the game. We won the match. Luck had nothing to do with it. We were unlucky for not scoring earlier. And the final question, you won today, but barely. Are you pleased with the result? A win is a win. As soon as I saw that pop up, that was going to be the answer. AFC Bournemouth won, and to me, that's all that matters. I'm not a fan of that interviewer, I'm going to be honest, because I didn't enjoy that. You're asking some interesting questions there. But nevertheless, that is our first and only win today. As I've got to talk to Lerma, speculation surrounding me. I wanted to ask you to give me another chance to prove that I'm the best man for the job. I don't know what speculation you're talking about. But I'm going to say the lineup changes every week, depending on players' attitudes and performances. Nobody has a guaranteed spot in the lineup, apart from our front two. Just got to throw that out there. We've got a youth squad monthly report to go through, and that's going to be the end of today's episode. So I'll have a look at these quickly, come back to you if we find anybody worthy of showing you guys. But give me a second. And there was no one worth signing from our scout reports, but that's going to be it for today's episode. A massive thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a massive thank you for your support as well. We are back at the top of the Premier League table, albeit with the 2 defeats we faced and had today. But still, we are top. Newcastle up into 4th now as well, a team that beat us. Look how close this is. I mean, we're on 26 points, right? If you go down to 9th, we're still only 2 wins away from Brighton. So this is how close this Premier League season's been. And of course, Chelsea as well have a game in hand, so they could join us on 26 if they win that. So this is looking like it's going to be an incredibly close Premier League season already for us to have to enjoy. In terms of the top scorers, Josh King just behind Harry Kane on 11. And those two really in a league of their own at the moment. It's nice to see Timu Pukki in there as well on 6. Callum Chambers on 6. What's he doing? Is he playing up front for Arsenal or something? That's pretty ridiculous to see. I'm going to be showing you a full squad report probably in the month of January, halfway through the season, so we can check out how much players have grown by it and all that good stuff. But you can kind of see as we progress, Wilson's up by 1. He's now 81 rated. Brooks has gone up a couple as well. And Mark Dillon as well, he's in training, so he's growing each session, which is pretty cool to see. Maybe we'll get him to a good overall at the end of the season. But nevertheless, I'll hopefully see you all again tonight for a double upload Friday, where hopefully it'll be the first episode of My Player Career Mode. Until then, have a great evening, and I'll see you all soon. Adios.